So welcome to this today's session. What I'm going to talk about is just to give you an update of my house, um, and then talk a bit about those of you who are going home in December, and maybe you're a bit anxious about the whole thing. So I went home in June of this year, and I stayed for a month, and I stayed in my new house. Just to let you know, and it was an amazing experience. So for the almost a month we stayed, there was full electricity. Um, there was also water in the in the well because it was raining, so there was a lot of water in the well, which was servicing all the toilets. Although we didn't really use it to bathe, but things like washing the toilet, cleaning the floors. We used it and then we bought water. I think one tank of water, I forget how many liters, but one tanker of water was around 9,000. Not one tanker, one how many gallons? I can't remember how many gallons. It was the huge gallon that you used. It was around 9,000 per trip. So for the 1 month we stayed, we paid around we filled the tank twice because I was there, my husband was there, his nurse was there, my brother and his wife and two children were there. So there were a lot of people using the water. And then in terms of drinking water, we used um normal drinking water. In fact, I've decided that pure water, Alpha Rakwa, Alpha, Father Mbaka's water is the best water. And I tell you why, it doesn't have sodium, it doesn't have too much salt, and when you drink it, it's just clean. I never used to drink it, then my brother gave me this insight and said, look, start drinking that. The only thing is that you have to try and make sure that it's clean. Don't use your mouth to open it. You must clean it before you start drinking. So when I went, everything about the house, to make the house livable is being done. So what I did was I put some more lightings. There were some outside lightings that I put. On my last day, a day to my last day, I had to go and buy some paints. So I didn't actually see the house fully painted. But when I came, the pictures were sent. I just saw a young man painting in the estate and called him, and he put 70,000 to paint just the outside of the house, just the house, not the fence. I haven't actually painted the fence yet. I'm still gathering money for that one. So the house is totally ready. The only thing I'm saving money now for is, apart from painting the fence, which I'm just going to leave it for now because that's you know is I don't really have the money to do that now. But my plan is to finish my wardrobe, put all the wardrobes in, and then finish the kitchen. Then I will know that house is done. But now people are living in it. My brother, my youngest brother, is and his wife are living in that house, and I'm happy that somebody's actually making use of the house. And so that's just about the house. So I'm finished. Just a few, maybe not more than 2,000 that I'm going to put in the house to make it. I think I've given my brother around until 2027, you know, before I take over the house and either rent it or sell it, depending. I don't know what's going to happen. But that's where I am now. So For those of you who are going home in December, and I know that a lot of we get a lot of very concerning text from our WhatsApp message about how bad, how horrible Nigeria is. So what I'm going to say is that when you're going, just do not be anxious. You've made up your mind that you're going, so try when you get there to actually enjoy the whole place. The first thing is that when you land either in Lagos or Enugu, my advice would be for you to just to lower your anxiety. My advice would be for you to take a plane ride. I know the plane ride can be very expensive, but if you take the road is going to be from Abuja to Enugu. It's almost 8 hours driving, and you don't want to be doing that. Whereas air 45 minutes. Once you get on the plane at Abuja Airport, which is where I go through, or Lagos, if that's where you want to go to, 45 minutes from Abuja, you have landed in Enugu. Or you can take Ethiopian airline. By now you should have bought your ticket anyway. So it's either you take Ethiopian airline that lands in Enugu, or you take air. There's Air Peace, there's Ibom Air, all these airlines. 45 minutes you are in Enugu. So that anxiety is there. We haven't really seen much crashes. So when people say I don't want to fly, I don't really understand it. I understand that it can be expensive, especially if you're going with your family, a family of husband, wife, children. The flights can be very expensive. When we came back, we each paid more than 100,000 just to come back from Enugu to Abuja. So the flight ticket is very expensive, and it goes up by the day. When we were going from Abuja to Enugu, we paid around 77,000, but then when we were coming, we paid, 130,000 is what I paid. I think mainly because I wanted my husband to be in the front seat because of his disability, so that the seats behind are too cramped. So I decided myself to join him as well because it's more comfortable. It's only 45 minutes. So that's one. Once you've planned how you're going to arrive at Enugu or wherever you're going, you may not be Enugu, it could be another Enugu or Port Harcourt. Just take a flight. It's easier, it's quicker, not necessarily cheaper. But if you want to calm yourself, that's what I would do. And then when you get there, you're thinking about accommodation. If you're going to go to the town, to be fair, in towns in Enugu, for example, where I stay, the place is just, you're going about your business. Nobody knows who you are. Enugu for me, where I stay is safe. I cannot say that everything is 100% safe, but where I stay, I feel safe. In my estate, we have security patrols. So, and that's one thing. If you know that you're not happy with where you're going to stay, say for example, you're going to the village. If you're going to go to the village, maybe go when you know that your family will be back. Don't go straight when you know that people are not already back and you're the only one in the village. Now you feel vulnerable, and you feel that you just feel vulnerable. So before you go to the village, make sure your members of your family who are coming back for Christmas are already back. But if they're not, if you have a house, sometimes if you have a house in an area where you're not quite happy, okay, you're not happy about the area, your house is. You don't have to stick there. You don't have to stick there. What you can do is look for a nice hotel. There are so many nice hotels in Enugu. For example, I keep saying Enugu because that's where I know. There are so many nice hotels in Enugu. Neo Courts is another one hotel. Hotels around Chime Avenue. You know, they are safe. There are so many people living around there. There are clubs that you can go to. There are eateries, pharmacy along the way. So if you're looking for it, so there are nice hotels around that Chime Avenue. And so once you get to Enugu, then think about your accommodation, because if you're one of those people who think, oh, if that somebody's going to come, think about where you are going to stay, because that will actually calm you down. If you know that you're staying in an area that is nice, then I think it will calm you down. Okay. The other thing is transport. I, for one, I don't have any special way of traveling. I just get out of my estate, get to my keke, off to Umete or wherever I want to go. This idea that people are going to come and just carry you, that we should just start to debunk that. This, it's not true. Just be aware of yourself. I used to work in a prison in this UK. And if I tell you the sorts of crimes that people have committed that you don't even see on telly, I mean, you will be shocked. I mean, you will be shocked. Think about the worst. That is what the sorts of crime people committed. Okay. So when you think about Enugu, Nigeria, just put everything in perspective. Keke, you can hire keke. You don't have to be with anybody. 600, 1,000 naira, you can go where you want to go and come back. If I'm going to Obete to buy my things, I just take keke there and back. Once you get out of Obete market, you see keke for hire. Depending on where you're going, they drop 1,000, and they will be happy to take you where you're going. So, and if you're still anxious and you think, oh, the keke man is going to take me and kidnap me, whatever, there are so many young men who are using their cars for cabin. There's boats. In fact, in the afternoons in Enugu, you hardly see taxis. You hardly see taxis. So what I've done is I have phone numbers of people I have collected, so that when I go, if I need them, I call them. But I also had my brother who was helping me, and it's just a matter of um, calling him and helping him put some money in, put some petrol, and off we go. So that's your transport. Don't be, just be confident, for God's sake. If you go to, some of us go to New York, California, Mexico, this and that and the other. And when we go there, we don't start thinking somebody's kidnapping us. So why is it that when we are going to our own town, country, where we come from, we are jittery, and we're thinking that somebody's going to, who are we? How much money is that money that people are going to come and kidnap us? Is it that 1,000 or 2,000 pounds we people take for holiday that are going to come and kidnap you? So just be careful, be aware, enjoy yourself. Okay. Again, when you apart talking about enjoyment, when you get home, make sure that you have fun. Take your family to nice eating places, Nza Street, Roots, One place, if you're in Enugu, that I would like you to go to is Mama Onyinye restaurant. Hey, Mama Onyinye restaurant is a restaurant that really, if you want to taste that authentic Igbo cuisine, ofe okra, ofe egusi, ofe onugbu, go to Mama Onyinye. It's somewhere around Ogui. My brother took me, but he drove me, I don't know, it's off Ogui Road or something like that. But Mama Onyinye, I think it's well known. If you want to go to posh restaurants, it's not going to be as nice, but there are so many eating places in Enugu, Nza Street, on Chime Avenue. Take your family out and have fun. Have fun in Enugu. Enugu is just a beautiful. So apart from that, again, if you're ill, when you're going, make sure you take some of your medicines for upset tummy. And if you happen to be ill, one of the hospitals I'm going to recommend, which is where we went to, was Niger Foundation. Okay. Niger Foundation, my husband was throwing up and we went to Niger Foundation. At first, when we got there, we were asked to deposit around 100,000 before anything could be done, which alarmed me. But in the end, after we did everything, they gave him a drip. We ended up paying around 29,000 for the whole thing. What I'm going to say is that the nurses, they take care. I mean, the nurses take care. And the young doctors there, you can see a bit of standard. There's a woman we met there whose job is just to improve the customer care that the nurses give. That's just her job. Upskill the nurses on how to give good customer care in Niger Foundation. So, what else is important that I found? The other thing I found out, apart from Niger Foundation, is that if you're ill and it's an emergency, you can go to, instead of going to all these little hospitals, you can go to Park Lane. Park Lane, when you go to Park Lane and you have an emergency, yes, you're going to pay, but the doctors there seem to know what they're doing. So Niger Foundation for me, Park Lane, and if I discover other hospitals, I'm telling. The other place that we found interesting was Astel Physio. Astella Physiotherapy Clinic, which is somewhere around, I think, New Haven. Can't remember. Is it New Haven? I forget where it is, but the clinic is just for people who have had stroke, people who have had some injuries, and they need physiotherapy. So if you have your mom or dad who's had a stroke, or you just want to improve your parents' mobility, Astel Physiotherapy Clinic is one I'm going to recommend. It is the director there who owns the place, Chike, Dr. Chike, actually lived here for more than 30 something years and practiced here before then going back to Nigeria, Enugu, and establishing that clinic. So yes, so when you go, think about how you're going to get there. Think about your accommodation. Think about enjoyment. Think about your health, and just relax. Relax and enjoy. Take control. Do not give power to people because don't come out. No, that is your country. Own it, enjoy it, and have a fun time. When you come, share your experience. Bye bye.